All right. How's everyone doing this fine September 1st?
Doing fine. How are you?
Doing great. Did Frank join?
He is. He's in the audience as a listener. Black and white photo right next to Blockchain Betty. Well, as far as I can see it.
Guardian Frank, right?
You got it.
All right. Bringing you up, Frank. Putting you on the spot. Oh, man. So it's been a long day for me. I'll tell you what. I had to down a cup of coffee and, get my stuff together. But no, I'm so honored that you guys decided to join our space. I've been looking at your project and what you guys have been working on, and man, it looks like you have a lot to talk about. So yeah, I'm excited to hear everything from you guys, and let me see if I can invite Frank again. And we the way we usually do this is we have you go into what your project is about. I'll help guide if need be. I'm not sure how many AMAs or Q&As you guys have done, but sometimes we have projects that just like fly through, and I'm like, whoa, hold on, let's go back to this because that was really interesting. So I may do that from time to time. And if you have any questions about heroes or whatnot, by all means, you guys are more than welcome to ask. It's a joint space, and we'll open up the floor to the community to ask questions as well later on after you guys have gotten through uh, the majority of what you want to talk about. Sound good?
Sounds good. Frank just DM'd me and said for some reason Twitter wouldn't let him step up as a speaker, so he left and he's going to try and join back in. Little bit of
Twitter.
technical. I know.
It's all good though. But yeah, I see Sato's in the audience. Awesome, buddy. Glad to see you here. We got Astro Verde, Heroes Queen, who is refusing to accept my invite to come up and talk. Um, Crypto Parm. We got Chip in the audience, Jessica, Seth Lee. Dude, we got a great group of people here. And I just will say this again. As we go, just retweet the space occasionally. Let's see if we can get more people in here. It is a recorded space, so for those that are on different time zones and can't make it, they can always come back and listen to it. And I know Low Voltage does a fantastic job of taking these recordings and putting them on our YouTube channel, so they're always available. So that's great. But let's see if we can get Frank in here yet, or maybe. Ah, there he is. Hey, buddy, how you doing?
Oh, pretty good, man. Some technical difficulties just getting started out. I do apologize about that. But welcome and thank you for having us with Guardian Platform here with you guys this evening.
Oh man, I was just saying earlier how honored we are because I've been like looking at your project since you guys agreed to come on, and I'm super excited for the community to hear all about everything that you guys are working on and what you're doing. I think from what I've seen is fantastic. So yeah, with that, I think we're ready to get rolling. So why don't we start with introductions? My name is Scott, by the way. I'm fully doxxed. I'm one of the founders of Heroes Token. And in our audience, you'll see Astro Verde. You'll see, well, you did see Heroes Queen. Oh, yeah, there she is. And I think that's the only two devs other than myself that are here. We also have a NFT artist. His name's Chad, and our tech guy Gary, who is Low Voltage. I like to refer to him as the mad scientist because he just somehow figures out how to get things done. So,
I
but
know there's some of those madmen out there right now.
yeah, that's right. So yeah, by all means, the floor is yours, and I see.
Well, guys, welcome. Thank you for taking some time out of your evening to come join us. And thank you, Hero, for having us on tonight with you guys. Kristen's here with us this evening, and she's our enterprise manager. I'm a project manager with Guardian Platform. We both have been on since day one of the project. The project itself, we launched on April 9th. of this year. And, we've been constantly building since then, and that's not going to slow down.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And your name is Frank, right?
Yep, my name's Frank. Most people in the space probably knew me as Crypto Caddy. I started off as a content creator for educational and resource content. I realized that stretch wasn't far enough. It could only reach a certain percentage of people that's in crypto already. And so got involved with the project way back last year. We started talking about with Guardian Platform and some of the stuff that was needed within the space in October. And that's when kind of, Guardian Platform, the conception was starting to come to life. We're both here based in the United States. It is a registered LLC, and it is built around that research and bringing all these resources. There's so many great tools and utilities out there in the space. And Kristen has like the best analogy for this, either innovate. How does that go, Miss Brad?
You called me by my TG name.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's okay. It's either innovate or integrate. If we hear from crypto users that there's something missing, or there's something troubling in the space, or there's not a solution for something, we either see if there's something out there that we can integrate into the platform as a component, or if there isn't, we innovate and we create it.
Yeah, and the best part is how we get that user feedback, though. How do we understand what the industry needs and what's lacking in the space? Also, how do you discover some of the best projects and utilities that are already out there available? There's no need of recreating wheels as somebody is already honed in and, they have found the best solution out there. But we have surveys out there that hit the entire industry. And that's where we get that feedback from. We try to get an understanding of what is needed within the space, what are the best tools, and we take that feedback, and that's what Guardian Platform is. It's molding all of those components together and integrating them and trying to simplify one's research.
Yeah, I love that. Kristen, do you want to do a brief introduction of yourself?
Yeah, sure. Well, like Frank said, I'm the enterprise manager for Guardian. His trusty teammate, and we're building this together. I didn't actually get into crypto till probably, like most people, last year, last spring. But before that, I was a small business owner, entrepreneur, and learned a lot through that decade and a half. So when crypto caught my eye, I was pretty much hooked right away. Found a project that I liked, and it felt right at home. And so I kind of integrated myself into that, as mod and admin, things like that. And then that was last fall. And then I heard about a project in that ecosystem that was going to be built. And that was really intriguing. That was going to be what ultimately became Guardian this spring. Frank just talked about surveys, and we did have a first round of survey that went out last fall, around the time that Guardian's, I guess, initial idea was starting to brew. And that's when I started hearing about it too. So I've just gone deeper and deeper down this rabbit hole, to be honest with you. But it's been a good ride.
That's fantastic. Yeah, absolutely. So I have to ask, because you brought it up. So what was it about crypto that kind of pulled you in?
If I say risk, does that mean I sound like a gambler? Because no, not at all. No, I liked that it was a little bit more exciting than traditional investing, to be honest with you.
I agree with that. I think I got into it because of the fast pace of it and how, it was just super young. And I like the idea that, we're able to invest in, startups. And that's what every crypto project for the most part is a startup. We're able to have that, ability to take that initial investment and dump it in where, in the real world, you don't get that until they're public, right? You have to wait until that point unless you have connections or you have the financial means to be, in that loop. So, the great thing about crypto is it allows all of us to jump into a project well before it really blossoms and, reap the benefits along the way. So I love that.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you.
But all right, enough about that. All right, so let's move on to Guardian. So you guys decided that there was a need for this in the space. You wanted to be able to integrate a facet of projects all into your platform. Tell us about how about that works.
Okay, well, let's see. I guess the best thing to do would be just to start where Guardian started, and that was an initial round of surveys. That's how this platform started getting built with, I guess, the first round of components that users were saying were necessary out there. But we don't just stop there. We continue to build. And like we said earlier, we constantly listen. We listen to the users because, I mean, that's the best source of information. So we launched in, let's see, April. I know I'm going to get this. April 9th was when the token launched. April 8th was when the platform launched, or the platform went live, sorry. And since then, we've sent out another round of surveys with more in-depth questions because we want to keep building this, keep innovating, and keep up with, well, I mean, the ever-changing landscape, really.
Nice. Frank, anything you want to add?
Yeah, so some interesting stuff about with the surveys. We did not just isolate it to the traditional fashion of getting that feedback. Not just the social platforms, but we had done some early reaching out within the project with these surveys to some other major media outlets. One being Benzinga, and actually, Kristen, do you talk a little bit about that since you've been heading that side off here lately?
Oh yeah. So the thing about Benzinga, which you guys probably, you've probably heard of them. They're sizable. They're a sizable company. They are, apparently they were trying to get more into crypto. So when they heard about Guardian, they heard about the survey round that we were doing, the second round. We got in touch, we connected, and we ended up I did an interview, I think it was maybe 3 weeks ago now, where we talked about the surveys, and we, really gave them some more in-depth information on what Guardian does, what the platform does, what it's used for, and potentially where we'd like it to go in the future. So that's our tie-in with Benzinga for now, and they definitely said that they want to continue, to keep in touch and see where it's going, see where we're going.
Right. They're very intrigued with the kind of the approach we're taking to gaining the information, the authentic feedback from the industry overall. Right now there's so many different major players or major people that make decisions or trying to make decisions within crypto that are relying on skewed resources, but not, I don't know of any other project that truly vets that from the industry directly. And you can't get more authentic details with that. And that truly grabbed Benzinga, and that's what it's all about: is collaborations, not just with projects, but with businesses. It's about getting that broader scope of mass adoption. And the platform that we're developing and all the components going into it, it's to simplify that process, not for just for the people that use this every day, but what can make this appealing to the financial world, to other industries, institutionals, and things like that. And along with the people that are afraid to get into digital assets because they just don't truly understand it. And that's the biggest goal that we're trying to set out and make those moves with.
Awesome. So let me ask you this. In the simplest form, because you have a lot of people that may not have heard about your project before tonight, what is the appeal and the advantage of entering a position in your token?
Well, right now, the best advantage at this time is the true utility with Guardian token is going to come when we offer tiered services on Guardian platform. So what you see on Guardian platform today is the MVP, or the minimum viable product out there. This is what you're witnessing, is all the components being tied together. Once we have those initial integrations, the next tier is My Guardian, which will bring value to the asset. You'll be able to hold that to gain access to different tiers of the platform. There'll always be a set of free resources out there, but that is how, one, the token will hold utility and value long term. And there'll be many different tiers, and we're not just stopping with a platform. I can't go into too many details, but we are building so much utility around the asset itself. But the platform is focused on the complete opposite side of that table. The platform in its current state doesn't introduce any Web3 technology. It's about bringing all them resources together. And as we grow, Web3 will be integrated into this long term. So the advantages of having the token, it gains you access to premium features on the platform that you're going to start to see roll out. We are working on some other components right now, including token strength. We're getting to where we're in the testing phases of being able to add projects like CMC and CG. We all know that big hurdle with CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko. A year ago, you could get listed on them within, 4 to 7 days. And now they set out such unattainable, you can't even say unattainable requirements because they're not very clear on what those are. And the biggest thing is about exposure to these smaller projects. And we're going to bring that directly onto Guardian that brings so many different metrics about a project into the end user in one space. And also, Kristen, if you want to talk about some of the other components that we got coming together.
Yeah, sure. So actually, right now we're still in development, but we're rounding out a new component that will bolt onto the platform, and it will be an official project announcement board. Um, let's face it, we like Telegram. Twitter's good too, but a lot of people just want their information for the projects they're interested in. They don't want to go, wander around socials, dig through gifts, that kind of stuff just to find pin messages or whatever. So the component that we're working on right now will allow a project to create an official announcement board for holders or even non-holders, people who just want to explore the project itself and see what's going on from an official capacity, to go right there to the project page on the platform and basically see anything that's been put out by the project admins. And then they can go in, they can get the information that they need, then they can dip out and go on their day. So we are working on that. It's probably looking like I would say maybe start a Q4, but we're still working on it right now, and it's a collaborative effort between Guardian and Archangel team members, because Archangel is the native token of the ecosystem we're in. So it's a good collaboration. We got some good people on that team, and it's working really well.
Yeah. So, in that, to kind of get up to speed about where Arca comes into play with this, Arca was developed as a community-driven token, like true 100% community. And what they provide is those resources, is that community feedback from many different industries, many different backgrounds that can help guide and mold projects. Not only do we outsource third-party development, but we also rely on community members that are involved with these spaces on a daily basis to kind of help build what outsiders cannot. So it's about meshing both of those pieces together, and that's how they become playing a very big role within Herald, or within the ecosystem overall.
So, and maybe I'm going to oversimplify this, but just for all the listeners, because I know we have everyone from very experienced in the crypto space to beginner. Essentially, your platform is taking other projects, integrating it into your platform in a way that makes it easy for the consumer to find all the information they need in order to make a wise decision in investment, utility, and so forth. Is that correct?
Yeah, you got it there. Kind of to focus in a little bit, the most simplified version I can put about the platform itself is bringing all those resources together, either vetting them out and integrating them. And if they do not exist, that's when Guardian gets to building. And the other aspect, the quick 5-minute or 5-word way I put this is it helps you make better educated investment strategies.
Love that. And that's what we're all about. I mean, that's why we do these spaces. That's why we bring in other projects, is that, we encourage at least our community to diversify. And we want to make sure that we're presenting them with good, solid projects that they can do their own research, look into, and determine if that project is something that they feel passionate enough to invest a couple of dollars in, or a couple $100 or thousands, right? We all want that, that whale to jump in and, drive our price up and, increase and rise our floor. But no, I love that. And, I love the whole honeycomb idea. Do you want to go into that at all? Or is that kind of what we were just talking about?
Yes, so the honeycombs, that was part of the conceptual stage. What that displayed is the initial components of what was going to be integrated. Now, currently on our splash page, that honeycomb section has been pulled down. We have got enough components that are doing the integrating right now that you will soon see. One thing with the platform is it's constantly evolving. You'll start to see things shift spaces and new things being added to it. To kind of go back though about like how you're talking about with the whales and price stuff, one thing I want to hit with, when Guardian Token launched, we actually launched with a very strong liquidity pool. We launched with 137 ETH in that pool to kind of help maintain a price stability with this asset overall. But to go back again, like what we were talking about, you are spot on with the description of what you have.
Fantastic. So your Guardian token, for the people in the audience, if they were interested in picking up a bag of them, where would they go to do that? What platform are you guys on?
Well, currently we are on Uniswap. We did have that very much forward thinking when we had done the tokenomics and the layout with the token distribution in the beginning. The project itself does have a reserve of about 37% of the supply for future exchanges. And the goal with that is, to get listed on exchanges, you not only need your tokens available, but you also need liquidity to add with that, including the listing fees depending on the platform itself. So our goal was, in the time frame 1 to 5 years, as we grow and be able to scale, we want to be able to list on as many platforms as possible to make the ease of access to the asset as simple as possible. Since that is what is going to drive access to the platform, we want to try overall goal, get that in front of as many eyes as possible.
All right, before I forget, because I always wait till like the last 10 minutes to say this, but if you guys would like, you're more than welcome to pin a tweet at the top of the page. So anyone in the space, if they want to, while they're listening, just take a quick look at, what your project is about, maybe join your Telegram, Discord, whatever social, because that's really where we get all the information out. Social, a lot of stuff gets lost in the feeds, and we're stuck in this Twitter loop, right? So no matter what you tweet, or, it gets to the same group of people. It doesn't expand beyond that. So, the goal is to reach more people, right? So by all means, if you guys would like, please post at the top of the page. But with that, I'm going to ask a tough question, because it was something that was, brought up to me in one of these spaces by a community member. And I thought, man, that is such a great question. It is, how do you plan to get more mass adoption by bringing in non-crypto investors? What is your strategy to bring in non-crypto investors, I guess is the best way to put the question.
So yeah, to keep that moving along, to keep this appealing, one thing about the platform is we are technology agnostic. We're able to pivot and adapt and to mold as crypto grows. Because one thing about it is this whole industry is still in the discovery phases, and that's about the mass adoption. They are understanding that it's still very much discovering. As it does grow, we're able to pivot with the industry and be able to adapt to pretty much anything out there coming this way. That's the model that when we took with Guardian, is not only just keep it appealing to the users within the space, but also to bring that information to the outside circle. And again, based off of an educational aspect, a fundamental aspect, a technical analysis aspect, because we all know some people do love their numbers. But one thing we do focus on is just that broader picture that you can get that full encarta of your information and be able to do that research from one source and to get that out there. And for people that aren't familiar with the space, they to simplify that would make them want to return and come back and have more fun with what they're doing.
Okay. Kristen, anything to add to that?
You know, what Frank was just saying made me think back to last year when I didn't know what I was doing, and it was truly a case of me having to find all of these different resources and spots to go to, and who should I ask for this, and where do I find this, and I think that's probably the biggest goal of the platform, is to have everything in one space. I can remember trying to learn crypto last year, and I think I must have had like 12 tabs open on my Mac. Whether it was Uniswap or I had YouTube open, I was trying to learn something on there. So I think consolidating everything will help people who are just getting into it. Maybe, I guess, feel more comfortable, that they don't have to have everything open. They don't have to, toggle back and forth. It's one place. They can find the information they need. And with the things that we have in the pipeline as well, that's going to only increase, I should say. I wish I could talk about some of the things we have in the pipeline, but stay tuned for that stuff. But yeah, I think if Guardian Platform had been around last year, I think it would have been easier for me to get into crypto, a little less confused. So when I have friends who want to get in and I talk about what I do, I actually bring them onto the platform and I show them where they can find things and how to use the tools that we provide. And it's nice when I see a little aha moment. So, yeah.
Dude, I love that. And, you're so right. I mean, we all had that beginning moment. We all had that, time where we were new ourselves and, trying to just buy something in DeFi on Uniswap was just really overwhelming for somebody that didn't know what they were doing. Once you've
Yeah.
done it a few times, it gets easier and easier. And then, I think a lot of people in this space forget that, hey, they were in that spot at one point in time, and there's somebody else that needs help, and they don't have that respect to help them rather than just, badger them, I guess is the way to put it. And,
Yeah.
I know with our community, we always try to make it as welcoming as possible, to be open and to share those. And we try to hold these spaces to help people understand the ways they can go about doing things like this. Whether it's as simple as buying something on Uniswap, or, maybe buying an NFT, or, staking your tokens somewhere. We want to make sure that we provide them information and help them try to avoid getting, rugged or getting scammed from, these wonderful people that, just stalk the people that are new and, that don't know any better because they think that it's legitimate and it's really not. But
Yeah.
no, I do love that. I love the idea that you're bringing a universal platform that someone can go to get all the information that they need. And the list of projects that you guys have on your website is just phenomenal. So I give you kudos for that.
Well, thanks. I'm glad you checked it out.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
You know what? I don't. Obviously, you went on the platform. So what I'm thinking is, you probably noticed that there were like different project banners and things like that throughout the pages, and those are from projects that, some of them I've gotten to know the dev, or they're projects maybe we've talked about possible collaborations, but those projects get exposure by being on our platform. And I rotate the banners once in a while, but I would love to have something from you guys on there if you wanted to get me a graphic, that would be awesome. I'd love to have a hero banner on there.
Absolutely. And
Great.
yeah, we would love to be part of it. I mean, just the list of projects that you have on there, I know quite a few of them, and legitimate. So, you know, I'd love to have heroes up there with all these fantastic projects and on your platform, of course. But
Of course.
yeah, so I get it. I as a dev ourselves, we've come to the point where we don't tell people what we've got cooking until it's just about ready, and then we release it, you know. And that's because we made the mistake early on that, you know, we'd be like, oh yeah, we're working on something really, you know, really great, or we're doing this or we're doing that, and then people wanted immediate gratification. So I totally respect that you guys have stuff in the works that you're just unable to share. And but what is the latest addition? And I think you did touch on this, but the latest addition to Guardian platform that and what it does.
Well, the latest addition is would be Herald, and that's what I talked about earlier, which was the official project announcement board. But Caddy, do you have something that that you're working on? We work together, but we also work on stuff separately, and we have our hands in all different pies. So, Caddy, what do you want to talk about?
So, well, I mean, the most recent stuff that has been released and active on the platform, you know, we initially launched with just a little bit of market news, global exchange or exchange data, and token data in its simplest form. And we've grown from there to be able to bring in a few technical analysis things. Right now, we have a universal trading view chart. For those guys who do like their technical analysis, love to put lines on and be able to kind of get a better understanding of how to read charts. And then we always are adding different things, like also CoinShares. There's a section to be able to check their research. They have some great information about what goes on with the inflows and outflows within this industry. But the biggest things coming right now, we have been in a development phase probably for what, Kristen, we've been about 6 weeks in pure solid development. We've been kind of in that purgatory phase while we're getting things built. But we do have, you know, Herald is coming out. The project listing stuff that we discussed earlier, that is something that'll be shedding light here soon. That's in some development, some testing phases. And you're going to start to see a lot of major enhancements rolling out. As a matter of fact, in our Telegram, you know, we have something, one of our stickers is called F5 and Dive, because there's constantly different updates being added to platform, even in its most simplest form, or when a user can get an actual benefit from that being there. But we're constantly evolving and enhancing what is currently there. It is in its MVP for the most part, and we're going to be always building that up stronger there.
I love that. And, you know, as developers of a project, you're never done. You're always going to be developing. And when you think you hit your goal, there's going to be more to do.
Right.
And I've, yeah, I mean, that's just, you know, the way it is, you know, you're working on getting, you know, this part out, or whatever your next thing is. But, you know, once that's out, there's going to be something else. And that is what a lot of the community needs to see, is the projects that, you know, they say, okay, well, we're going to do this. And when they do that, they stop. Well, I'm not sure if that's a project that's going to be something you want to be long-term invested in, right? Where if you have something that is constantly evolving, like Guardian platform is, and always, you know, looking to that next thing. I mean, I think those are the projects that are going to really be of value in the future. I always have said that, you know, we're pioneers in this space, and I use my age because I'm old. But you know, I remember back when the internet started and how scared people were of it when it was dial up. And, you know, I myself, my name, Ace Overkill, that was my alias that I used for my first email account, because I was concerned that if I used my real name, that somehow my identity would be stolen or who knows what, right? And you look back to that point and how many people were avoiding getting online just because of the fear of it and not understanding it, to where we are now, where it is like everywhere. It's second nature. I mean, people are watching TV through their internet. So we're looking at crypto as being where that was back in the mid to early 90s. And, crypto's in that spot now where you have a small volume of people that are really accepting it and running with it. And then you have the majority that are really scared and just unsure because of information they don't know. And it's projects like yours and like what I'm trying to build with Heroes and the rest of our dev team that are constantly evolving and developing that are going to pave the way to bring that mass adoption in. And I really love it. And I also want to send a shout out because you guys didn't plug yourselves. Guardianplatform.io. If you guys have the opportunity, by all means, check this out. Go to their coins and token and just go through all that stuff. I mean, the amount of information they have on this website is phenomenal. And I did go through it, but I didn't dive into it. I didn't really go deep because I knew we were talking with you guys and you'd be able to share it all with us. So,
yeah, and that's the one thing, some of the stuff that we have going on. And by the way, I was trying to get a tweet plugged in up there so that way we could see it, but for some reason, I am having issues with Twitter tonight. But with that, yes, you can definitely check out the website. And from the website at the bottom has artificial socials, including the link to the Telegram. And that's where you'll find me and Kristen at. We are always in there watching. You may not always find us active if we're busy working because we do handle that side of the house as well. But we'll always get your answers to you. Come hang out, check us out in that aspect. One of the things that you were mentioning, though, Ace, is, about the projects that in order to remain current in the space, they got to be able to pivot and be able to grow. They got to have be that open-ended solution. And that's the thing about it is there's so many great resources and utilities that either developed a closed-ended solution or there's some out there that are just struggling that are this great, resource for the space, but they just cannot gain that exposure. And that is one thing that we also notice with like CoinGecko and CoinMarketCap. Like they make that struggle. They cannot get these legitimate utility projects, that are just growing. They can't get that exposure from them. And that is something that we're trying to head off. And stage 5 is the theme that we have going for that, where projects can get that exposure here. And, when we're talking about not just the pricing analytics, but also the fundamentals of that project, there are certain details that'll be available on Guardian that you will not find anywhere else out there.
Love that. And you're so right. I know with CoinGecko and CoinMarketCap, we were able to get on back in November when we launched. And I'm not sure if it was because of our volume or what it was, but we were able to get on at that point in time. And we did struggle. I think CoinGecko posted us immediately. CoinMarketCap gave us a hard time, took us about 2 weeks to get on there. But when we did our V2 in February, migrating our V1 to V2 on both of those platforms was a headache. And that's, like I said, that's where, our mad scientist Lo came into play. And, after I struggled with it for a while, he took over and he somehow got it done. The guy's just phenomenal that way. But there's other great projects that are launched that are solid utility. They are, real world utility, and they are registered entities in the real world, and they're struggling to get on these platforms, and they're getting fed excuse after excuse, as to why they're not getting listed. And it's really not right. But I mean, that's the way they work. I think they've seen this overwhelming amount of volume. They've seen a lot of projects that launched that didn't make it. and now they're overly cautious, probably more so than they need to be. But there is a project that we had on live and in person a while back called List Token. It is a project that we had partnered with that are looking to put out their own platform to rival CoinGecko and CoinMarketCap. You guys should check them out. Really great bunch of guys, and what they're working on is pretty awesome. I know for us to get listed, they really ran me through the ringer as far as making sure that we were doxxed, making sure that the contract was safe, making sure. I mean, just really diving deep into all aspects of Heroes Token, and I appreciated that more so than the application I submitted to CoinGecko and CoinMarketCap, because that showed me that they're really passionate about putting good quality projects on, regardless of what their daily volume is or regardless of what their holder count is. They're looking at the individuals, the project use, and helping that project move on if it's legitimate. So, I think their platform is going to really take off here in the future as well. But enough about them.
So yeah, the one biggest thing is, the one thing that we kind of live by is, investors don't need listing sites to be able to make them decisions for them, just like you're talking about the project there. They're kind of weeding out the noise that's around it, and focusing on the fundamental aspect. But the biggest goal with us is we want to be able to get that info out to the community and let the community truly decide on their own, let them make that decision, if it's a good strategy or investment for them or not. And let them be able to hone in on the skills of what makes them the most successful within the space, or most knowledgeable, however you want to look at it. Because, one of the things, and to kind of piggyback on a very early question that you were asking is, kind of what got us in the space. I know Kristen was saying with her that it was definitely the energy and the focus of what it brought to her. For me, it was literally the pure technology and the potential. You mentioned also, one example I like to use is we are at the stages when internet was discovered and nobody knew what direction it was going to go, this or that. There was so much uncertainty that was focused around it. To me, this is that newest technology that is still discovering out there, and it's already putting its footprint down. It's something that is established that we already know it's not going to go anywhere. It may have to pivot, it may need to adjust, but ultimately it's never going to just disappear. So, that's the one thing, that this is always going to have a new market or new sets of eyes in a growing market for the industry overall.
Awesome. I love that. And you're right. It is. I see it kind of like you, as a technology that is going to take us to that next, whatever it is, right? The internet got us to where we are now, and this is going to get us to that next thing. And I see the space changing almost on a daily basis. And I think anybody that says that they're experiencing the space, is probably not somebody that you really want to follow too much. I look at myself as an educator or a student, really. I'm constantly diving in and figuring out, what's going on, what they're doing, how they're doing it, checking where things are going, right? Because you go back a year from now, and nobody was staking NFTs, but here we are. People are staking NFTs. You go back a year from now, and the basic contract was really just a smart contract that allowed you to trade on a platform. Now people are integrating things into that smart contract that are giving it more utility. And, us being one of those, so that's, I love the where it's going. I love the technology aspect, and I do love the excitement, but, I have been known to degen into a couple of bad plays. And, that was one of the main reasons why we started Heroes, was we wanted to give people a good, solid project with a good team to get behind. And we've not stopped since we launched. But yeah, I think what we're going to do now is I'll do a quick little shill for Heroes for anybody who's not familiar with us. And then we're going to open up the floor. I know Blockchain Betty was requesting this to speak earlier. We'll open up the floor for questions and let the community ask you guys, or if they have any questions for me, by all means, ask me. And, you know, we'll go on from there. All right.
Sounds good.
Perfect. So my name is Scott. I am one of 5 developers for Heroes Token. Heroes Token is a charity-focused token that a portion of every aspect of our project goes to community-polled worldwide charity donations. To date, we've donated nearly $50,000 to various worldwide charities, and we have built the whole time since we launched back in November. We have a unique staking platform, which is built right into our token contract, that is seamless and gasless, meaning that once you enter a position, your staking period automatically starts, and 90 days later, you automatically get airdropped your rewards. So that is gas-free, seamless. It just happens. We have also gone on to develop a NFT project, which we are launching our Genesis here coming up very soon. And we have real world products that are coming out with an app called Apparition. And this will be, the app will be almost a direct competitor for Linktree, with a lot more utility in it, where Linktree just allows you to share your information. Our app is not only going to allow you to share it, but collect your contacts, keep it all in one location, as well as utilize the NFC technology within your device to write the Apparition products that we have already made and created. And that will be launching very soon. The iOS version is complete. The Android version is in its final stages. So once that's ready, we will be launching that. So yeah, I know I kind of flew through that, but you know, this is your space, ours. Well, it is ours, but you know what I mean. So anyone that has questions, Blockchain Betty, are you still here? I guess not. Anyone that has questions, by all means, request the mic, come on up and ask, and we'll go from there. Okay. All right. So did you guys have anything that we missed that maybe we want to add?
Well, one thing for the listeners that might be listening to this as a recording, make sure to check out guardianplatform.io again. At the bottom, you'll see the links to our socials, including the Telegram. If there's any questions that arise after the space, do not hesitate to jump over there and reach out, tag Miss Crypto Cakes or Miss Angel Cakes there, or myself. I go by Crypto Caddy in the chat. Many of you guys, if you're familiar with me back in my content creating days, you'll always recognize that Cadillac that's in there. So been kind of the trademark since day one. But no, I think that we've kind of covered most of the basis there. What do you think there, Kristen?
Yeah, I think we've covered enough to get people interested, hopefully. And we really appreciate the opportunity to come on and hang out with you guys tonight. This was very cool.
Absolutely. And again, we appreciate you guys joining us. I will say that anybody in this space, you should be following everybody who's a speaker tonight. So if you haven't already clicked that follow button in their profile, please do, because, you know, they are definitely at Guardian Platform are not done developing, and there's a lot more to come. And if you're following them, you're going to hear more about it. As well as Heroes. You know, we're always posting, you know, updates, what we're doing, but definitely jump to the Discord and the Telegram and see what's going on in there. You know, we've got a lot of stuff going on in our Telegram. It's always pretty active, or we try to keep it active. And we do have a barbecue with Chip tomorrow, so everyone's welcome. Everyone's got to bring a side, though. we're, we're, we're holding a space tomorrow in our Telegram, so anybody wants to join, by all means. It's going to be a Q&A, so just that, relaxed platform where you have any questions about the project, we open it up and let everyone, just chime in, and one of the dev team will answer it. So, anybody have any questions for either Guardian platform or Heroes Token? Come on, I see you down there, Chip. You always have a question. I can't believe you don't have a question tonight.
Don't be shy.
I guess not. So, did you guys have any questions or anything for me?
Well, I do want to say that I jumped into the Heroes Telegram the other day, and you have a great community.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, real active and like very positive Telegram community over there. So good for you guys.
Yeah, and it's something that we worked at, and we have a great group of people in there, and we hope it keeps going, and as we keep developing, it gets bigger and bigger, and that's the goal. The more people that we have that are supporting us and feel as passionate as we do about our project, the more they're sharing with their friends and family, and hopefully bringing new eyes to us.
Yeah, absolutely. That's definitely a common goal, I think, these days.
Yep. I see Stacy is popping up. It looks. How are you tonight, Stacy? Did she pop up?
Hi, Stacks.
Hey, I think that's Stacks there.
Yeah, it is. What's up, buddy? Oh gosh.
It may not be liking him.
Yeah.
Did you get rugged? You may have to drop out and pop back in.
Oh. Can you hear me now?
Yeah. There
Yep.
you are.
Okay, I had earphones plugged in, so I had to unplug them. Sorry
Okay.
about that. No, I've been with Guardian since day one, Archangel since day one, but I haven't ever heard of Heroes, so I just went to the Telegram and signed up with that. But how else can we look you up to figure out things?
Yeah, so our website is hero-universe.com. Everything Heroes is centrally located on there, including, how to buy with a credit card, how to go onto Uniswap or PancakeSwap if you're a BNB person or ETH. And it actually has, again, Low Voltage has done a phenomenal job with this and has integrated the AI into our website that once you click on it, it automatically has our contract loaded in Uniswap or PancakeSwap that makes it easy to add a position. But all of our information is there, including every AMA we've ever done. All of our spaces, our YouTube, all of our socials. We just really started diving into TikTok, but I'm sorry. My wife was walking close to me with my phone or her phone with me talking, and it was throwing me off. Anyway, all of our socials are on there, including bios on the dev team. You can find me on Facebook, LinkedIn. I am an open book. We are an LLC in the United States. So, we are not a 501(c), which a lot of people confuse us with because we are charity focused. We just believe that we are a for-profit business, but we believe in giving back. So we make that a focus with our entire community, that we want to be able to give back to various worldwide charities through crypto. And it's been amazing so far, and we want to continue that. In fact, we actually have a event coming up very soon that I'm going to start reaching out to various projects to see if they want to participate. But it'll be very much like our St. Jude's event that was held by Old Guy David. It's a YouTube kind of a chill space where the entry fee to get in is a set amount donation to the charity organization that it's to benefit. And that gets you, I believe it's like 5 minutes to talk about your project and share with, well, we had 11 projects in the last one. So we're hoping to get as many in this one, but it will benefit Roald Dahl's Marvelous Children's Charity. Not only do we have a spokesperson who is a founding member of that organization coming in to speak about it and how the funds will get utilized, but also a spokesperson from the Giving Block that will be speaking on how they have used, the Giving Block platform in order to accept crypto donations to benefit that specific organization. But yeah, check out our website, hero-universe.com. And
that's why I looked it and confused you. I posted in our social, in our Telegram, our socials, and our website for you to see.
There you go.
Well, we love charity. We love charity. And I'm part of Archangel charity community, and we've done some really good donations. So it might be good for us to talk about some collaboration with that also, because I found several that will actually accept crypto, and that's kind of a fun thing to work with. So look forward to seeing and checking you guys out, and hopefully we can get something going with a collaboration all together.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'll DM you and let you know when we have a date set, but yeah, I'll be reaching out to quite a few projects, and like I said, we're hoping to get 10, 11 projects into this space and get that kind of rolling again. It's easier for people to want to give when, the market is green. When the market is red, people kind of clutch their wallets and don't want to. Yeah, so we're trying to make this happen even in the market that we're currently in. But yeah, I will. If you actually follow the Heroes, the host in this space, that is our main Twitter account.
Yeah,
and that has all of our links.
Yeah, I just did that. So I jumped on the Telegram, so I'll be following it and kind of checking it out and seeing all kinds of different stuff, I'm sure. But it was great for you guys to join us tonight, or join Guardian, and hopefully we can, like I said, build some kind of future.
We do this every week, every Thursday night, unless it's a project that's based out of the Middle East, Asia, or Europe, in which case then we'll usually do it on a Wednesday morning. But we like bringing new projects to the community and learning about them. And that's what this space is all about. It's about growing together, because I feel like, there's enough projects in the space that are all doing unique things that we should share. We should, if we find out about it, I want to make sure that as many people know about it as possible. And I think Guardian platform is one of those. I think they're on the verge of, well, they're doing great things already, but I think they're going to just continue to do amazing things moving forward.
I agree 100%. And thank you for hosting this tonight. And again, look forward to checking it out and seeing what all is out there to work together with. That's fantastic.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate you coming in and listening.
Thank you.
And anybody else? Yeah, thank you. Anybody else have any questions they want to pop up, ask either myself or the team from Guardian platform? I keep wanting to say Guardian Token. We normally have, token projects on.
That's okay. We're both. You can say that.
Yeah, I did see that, but you keep referring to yourself as Guardian platform, so I have to pause after Guardian and think about what I'm saying. But yeah, anybody have any questions? If not, I will defer to Frank and Kristen for their closing statements, and we'll call it a night. Going once, going twice. All right, the floor is yours, Frank and Kristen.
Well, Ace, Heroes Token guys, again, thank you for having us tonight, and everybody who joined, thank you for taking some time this evening to listen in, or if you're hearing it as a recording. I hope that you guys caught all the information that you needed, and what you haven't, come hear us over there. Also, for all the guys that are in here from Guardian and Arca, please make sure to check out Heroes Token, what they have going on. The website again, it was here. What was the website again there? One more time there, Ace.
Hero-universe.com. And if you actually follow the host of this chat, that is our main Twitter, what do you call it, account, and that will have all the links.
Awesome. And also too, if you don't end up checking it out from there, you can also find it here probably within the next few days when we get a graphic from them guys. We'll list it up on Guardian platform and be able to go over and check out what they have going on directly. So I will turn it over to you there, Kristen. Again, thank you for making the space happen with the collaboration with the projects. You play a major, major piece of this.
Well, I don't have anything else to add except for my gratitude for being here tonight. So this was fun. It was good to, make some new friends and learn about Hero and just spend a good Thursday evening learning about projects. So thank you very much for having us.
Awesome. And I do, again, appreciate you guys coming on our platform and sharing with our community and yours and anybody else that popped in here your project. I think it's great. I think everyone should definitely check out and follow you guys. And this is what it's all about. It's, sharing other projects, diversifying, because if you have all your eggs in one basket, you're you're really limiting yourself. So we bring these other projects for the communities to look into, to do your research, to jump into their telegrams, jump into their discords, DM them and ask questions. Every good project dev is going to answer a question. If they're not willing to answer a question, then you probably don't want to invest in that. Or if they're unknown or they're, very secretive or, they're just not out there, that would send up a red flag for me. Here you have a great project that has two devs in this space that have spoken for a little over an hour now on their project and willing to answer questions for you. And that is the type of project that I would be diving into and just doing all my research. And, I will definitely be personally adding a little bag to my wallets because I think what they're building is awesome. So everyone check them out and catch us again next Thursday. We have another project lined up. Actually, we have projects lined up for the next 3 weeks, I believe. So, it's going to be fantastic. And again, thank you, Guardian Platform, for joining us. We really enjoyed hearing everything that you have. And that will be all for tonight.
Thanks again. Good night, everybody. Thanks for spending your time here.
Yes, thank you. Have a good evening, and we'll catch you over in the socials.
Awesome.
Good night.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night.